Welcome to Sailing Frida Visby. In the previous episode we saw how our arch got mounted on the boat. Welcome back to Sailing Frida Visby. In this fourth episode of our solar arch series we will use a lot of this to do a lot of this. Welcome to wiring and connecting the solar panels. The aim of our solar arch project is independence through solar power. We have sailed the Atlantic coast of Europe. We hope to put many more miles on the keel.
My name is Anders.
I am Gita, and this is Litsa, the truly free spirit on board. Let's begin with the mounting of our solar panels. Here they come, and I'm so excited to see how they will fit on our new stainless arch. I was really nervous every time they lifted over the panels because it was quite windy that day. But I managed to get them all in place without any incidents. So now they have put on 3 of the 4 solar panels. It's getting big. Unfortunately, would the holes and the bolts not quite line up, so he had to widen it a little bit.
Just some machine. I just see. Okay.
There's those bolts down there. Need to fit into the holes. And that's not so easy. The 3 big panels on the arch weigh 19 kilos each, and the smaller one is about 15 kilos.
That leads me to the winner of last week's episode and the little competition we had there. Well, we asked the welder how much material he used for the arch, and it was 78 kilos. So according to my calculation, Satnaya 44 is the one that is the closest to the right answer. Ta-da!
This is what the solar panels looks like from below. It's big, but I don't think it's too big. Especially not when the dinghy will hang below here. I think it will all make sense. The small panel here that connects the 2 arches. We have of course tested the solar panels despite we are still standing on land, and we will come back with some statistics, but on a sandstorm from Sahara they didn't put out much. Anders will now go through the electrical system.
Okay, so this was the way the boat was configured when we bought it. It had 6 140 amp hour of AGMs, which were pretty new, so we didn't want to throw those out. And all the usage from 12 volt or the inverter was taking the power out of those AGMs. Those batteries were charged by a 50 amp charger from shore power or the generator, or the 70 amp alternator from the main engine. And then we had 2 100 amp hour AGMs to handle the bow thruster, but they had no way to charge. That wasn't what we wanted. So to solve this, we installed 2 150 watt solar panels, 2 solar chargers, 4 lithium batteries, 1 DC to DC charger, and a charger for the bow thruster from 220 to 12 volt. But all of that has been covered in an earlier episode. So now when we're adding more solar panels and doing a major refit on how the lithium and solar panels setup is, I also corrected the setup that I did before. In the past, I didn't have a big bus bar. I didn't have space enough on the two connectors for plus and minus to connect all 4 batteries in parallel. So what I did was I daisy chained them, which is what you see on the left here. I know that's not the right way of doing it, and the reason for it is that, as you see, the connection to the batteries down below is longer than the connection to the batteries on the top, on the left side here. We're talking about the left side, which means that the 2 batteries on top there on the left side will be charging and discharging faster than the 2 ones at the bottom. And that is not good because you're getting the batteries uneven and you also kill the batteries up top faster. So that's not the way to do it, but I didn't have enough stuff to do it the right way. Now I did. So what I did is instead what you see on the right side. I put in 2 bus bars and connected all the batteries with equally long cables to plus and minus, which means that they are completely in parallel. And then from those 2 bus bars, I connected it to the chargers, both DC chargers and charging solar chargers and everything, and on the other side to the shunt, which you're going to see that later. So what we did now was that we installed 1430 watt of solar panels instead of 300 we had in the past. We added 4 more solar chargers instead of the 2 that we had in the past. I moved 2 of them so that it had better setup and a nicer space. And we still have only 100 amp hours of lithium and still the same DC to DC charger. We added, on the way here, we added a bigger alternator. So we now have a 120 amp alternator on the main engine. And instead of having to charge the AGMs by connecting them to 220 when we had shore power, it's now connected with a DC to DC charger, 18 amp charger from the house batteries, so that the bow thruster batteries will always be charged. Okay, so this is the setup to where the solar panels are and what size they are. So the 2 ones that we had in the past, the 2 150 watt solar panels that's up on the roof, are still there. And then between our original arch and the newly produced arch, we have a 215 watt solar panel. And then back on the new arch, we have 3 305 watt solar panels. All the solar panels are from Victron, and also all the equipment, all the chargers and everything is from Victron.
It's time to put theory into practice. Let's do some wiring and connecting. The joke we usually call our aft lazarettes for the hole, and I lost count on how many times I had to go up and down into the hole. Anders is electrician today. Actually, Anders has a background as an electrician, but it was many years since he practiced it.
I think we bought the wrong boat. It's not high enough.
Yeah, you said you wanted headroom.
Yeah, something is wrong here.
Now we need to draw more cables through the boat. It's so much fun. We actually used more than 3 days just to draw all the cables. And more cables. But after doing this for days, we kind of got a rhythm where we not even had to speak to one another to do it. On Anders' right side you see a bottle of ordinary dish soap, which is actually quite good as lubricant, and it makes the work much easier. difficult, he says.
Yeah, they are thick.
Thick cables and tight space and uncomfortable working. But he is redoing the connections we had to the batteries, preparing for installing and connecting the solar panels. Our batteries are standing here while we do the work. In the middle of the night, and Anders is still working hard, but
It will be running before this time tomorrow.
tied it up a little bit
I have
with the cables.
rearranged most of the old setting to be able to fit the new ones, and also tidy it up a little. So in the past we only had 2 solar panels, and those 2 solar panels had their regulators mounted over here. They are now here instead, because this is a better space for them, and they will share this space with 1 battery. 1 battery will be here and 2 batteries will be over there. And what I've also, when I moved those, I got some space where they were here, and I've now put 2 posts over here, big ones. So those 2 will be plus and minus for all the batteries. So they will have these battery cables, which are equally long, and they will go, every battery will have its own equally long from those 2 posts. And due to that, we only had two regulators before. We didn't have any reason to do something fancy with it, but now we're going to have 6 regulators. So I decided to put those 2 in here. So now we have all the plus from the regulators over there and all the negatives from the regulators over there. And what I've done is I'm taking a cable from here, a thick one, over here to the
Why was that necessary?
This is where we are measuring how much we add and subtract from the batteries. So everything that puts in to the batteries is on this side, and that is or taking out from the batteries. So on this side we have all the solar panels going through this cable. We have a charger going through this cable, and we have the DC to DC charger, which is the only thing that takes anything from those batteries, putting power into the main batteries, the house batteries, on that cable. So all those in and out on this one, and then the batteries will go to this one. So I lack 1 cable to be able to do this, and that is that cable from here to the negative post over here. And then I have also added a 135 amp fuse here. So all the solar panels will go in through that fuse before they go to the battery. So if there are any problems with the battery or any problems with the solar panels, that fuse will blow. Yeah. And then on the other side, out from the battery and to the rest of the stuff, I have an 85 amp fuse here. Yeah. And I'm now producing a cable to put between those 2 fuses. So we have a few cables left to do, and then behind that wall are the other 4 regulators not connected yet. So it's a little thing to do there too. And the mess you see here with red and black cables, that will be cleaned up when we are taking that wall away again and connecting to the regulators behind the wall.
Yeah. What you told me earlier that you also wanted to do, and that I think you have done, is that you have made all the cables equally long.
Yeah, in the past, due to that, I didn't have those posts, and the ones that I had I wasn't able to put everything on the same because I didn't have thick enough posts, which meant that I went from one battery to the next one. I knew it was wrong. It wasn't the best setup, but I had no other way. I was on Gotland when I did this last time, and Gotland is not very big on chandleries for boats. So
You have to.
I put it together the way I could with the things I had. But now we have a chandlery beside us here, so I could get the stuff I needed.
Doing a change, you wanted to do it the right way this time.
Swap it over to the right way, not the fast but wrong way.
And of course, he's being supervised by our head supervisor.
Litsa always checks what's going on.
So, if you have more questions regarding the installation here and the way we connected everything, please put a comment down below, and I will ask Anders to help me give you a reply.
This works. I've done a few cables this way, so I can do this one too.
Okay.
You have the camera.
I have the camera.
You're busy.
And you are not at all stubborn.
Nope.
No. That's the biggest lie.
Yeah, probably the biggest lie.
Whoop! Now you're getting attacked from behind.
Yeah, she's sneaking up on me.
Litsa, you're ruining my cover for the mattress. I think she's inside the cover somehow.
Yeah. Making cables. This is the tool. Heavy like but it's really useful.
It's not a ghost, it's just a cat.
I would probably prefer a ghost.
A ghost without claws.
Yeah, this cat is dangerous.
But she's cute. And I shall just finish up, and then we restore the bed so we can sleep a little bit. The next day we continued the wiring work, and yes, I got into the hole again.
That I haven't produced a short circuit anywhere, because this is plus and minus, and they should be completely 100% separate, and they are. And that's 0. That's more or less full contact, which it should be. And when I put one here and one here, which should absolutely not be connected, it's the same as having them in the free air. So, yeah. Which means that I haven't created a short circuit anyway.
Great. You look like you need a pause.
I need a pause.
Yeah.
I have now been able to connect the 2 on that side. Yeah. Now we have 2 on that side. And everything down here, except for some covers and stuff, is done. Except, of course, installing the batteries back again, but that's the last thing I do.
Yeah. So, come on, have some coffee. You probably... Hey guys! Sorry for interrupting, but if you have any questions, leave them down below. Continue with the video. Non-Swedish speaking viewers will soon need subtitles, and I will tell you why and how. If you have subtitles on, what we say in Swedish will be translated into 8 different languages. And the inserted image you will see how to turn it on and off.
Ja, jag måste ju tänka till här så vi inte har gjort något tokigt.
Ska jag hämta en dammsugare? För jag ser att det ligger en hel del sådana här små poppar.
Kanske inte var så farligt. Det var visst mega one.
Nej, det gjorde du inte. Jag ser glittrar fortfarande. Nu ser du att det är en prick i trä.
Bortåt, hitåt.
Stopp. Och så mot ditåt, mot andra hållet.
Där.
Stopp.
Vad bra!
Ja, men så fint. Ja.
Jag har hjälp att såga till skivorna.
Ja.
Sånt gör vi inte.
Det är fordi, det är de där lavpris bygge.
Ja, det låter bra. Då tar du med dig din kompis så ska vi bjuda på kaffe.
Finally can the actual connecting begin.
0,2. Jag pratar med batteriet. Titta på vad batteriet säger.
Okay.
Batteriet säger att det var avtalat ur just. Det är inte så mycket. Så det är inte någon bort någonstans.
No shortage.
Och titta. Jävlar vad massa som heter.
And a lot of devices showing up on.
Yes.
So this time it worked. Okay.
Now we need to update some software.
As usual, as soon as you have bought a new electronics device, the first step is updating software. And sorry for the strange position, but laying down is almost the only way to be here. And the dust has been crawling all day, so I think he deserves to stretch out.
Unable to connect.
Oh no, we don't like that. But no sparks and no explosions. That's
That's a good sign.
a very good sign.
Battery voltage 13,64. That's good.
13.64 was what he said
Yeah.
in Swedish. Let's match up.
But I've lost one unit. I don't see our battery meter. That's strange. Out of the charger. Ah, of course, I haven't connected it. Right. So that's all it is. There's no power. So that's good. I'm not losing. I haven't lost anything. That I shouldn't. That was starboard. Let's see, port. It's also happy. Okay, so those are ours. And that is ours, pretty sure.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, well, you don't know,
So
but we have one for 48 volt here, and that hopefully is not ours.
is there a way to check? There are a code on the backside of each unit that you could write down. Why did we wait until it was dark to connect the solar panels?
Because you can get sparks. If you have sun on the panels, they will produce power, and it's two ways of doing this. You can cover them up with something like a towel or something, or you can wait until it gets dark. So we waited. Connected.
Okay, so you just need to tidy up the cables.
Yeah. But I'll do that another day.
Yeah,
Because I can do those things here.
yeah.
And it's cold.
Yes, it is. And dark, and you're tired. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell button, and give us a thumbs up to make us happy. And in next week's episode, we will cover all the features, how they work, and the cost for the whole project. So welcome back.